And we're back live. This is Matt Hazer, host of Straight Talk. And we are on Spreaker. So we're back live on Spreaker too. During the quick break, I revved up the old Spreaker engine there and we got her going. So hopefully you can hear me. Apparently I see the levels moving, so hopefully that's good. We'll get everything else added in there later. And what's kind of cool about Spreaker, well, I don't know if it's cool, but it has, well, let's see here. See if I can find one here. Here we go. I don't know if you can hear that. I don't know if you can hear those or not. Probably not. They're coming through my main board, so they're probably not. But that's they do have sound effects. They'll have to do is I got to go back to where I was at, and I can't. Oh, there we go. There's the close button. I'm trying to get myself back to the main speaker page. Kind of got some cool effects, as you would call it. But what we were, you could always do is, I'll have to check and make sure this one uploads great after the show. What you can do is find us on armedradioglobal.com and click on the shows, and you can actually listen to past episodes. Or you can go to ustream.tv or armedtanks.net, and you can actually see live video of, you actually see all the shows, but you can actually see live video of the shows that do video. Like Night Talk with Joe Rocks on Thursday nights, and Spot On with Leno and Tom on Monday nights, and my own show, Straight Talk with Matt Hasley. We simulcast on Live 365 and on Ustream.tv and Spreaker.com. So, we were talking about, I don't know, what do we got into crap? Can't remember what all we're into, but here's one. And this one kind of gets to me is, when do you feel that your invasion of privacy ends? Let's say you're working for a company. How much do they have to pay you for you to feel like they can monitor you 24/7? We were talking about employees of the National Football League who are getting paid millions of dollars, and they go out and do something stupid at a bar or, whatever, or club. And I brought up, why don't they hire somebody to try to keep these guys in line? And people tell me, oh, no, you don't have to watch them 24/7. They're adults, blah, 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 this. Well, how much do they have to pay you for you to give up your ability to be monitored 24/7? Well, here's an employee. She says she was fired for refusing to be tracked 24/7. It says they have major market for apps that do just that. They track everything you do, from how much time you spend on your computer to how much sleep you get. But, you have Fitbits that track everything you do. You track when you sleep. But what happens when somebody else wants to monitor you? She filed a lawsuit brought by a former employee who claims that she was terminated because she refused to use a mobile app that would allow her employer to track her whereabouts, even when she was off the clock. Earlier this month, law firm, I don't have to say the law firm, but filed a suit in California Kern County Superior Court on behalf of this plaintiff, who's suing her former employee, electronic money transfer service, Intermex, for $500,000. She alleges wrongful termination, retaliation, invasion of privacy, and unfair business practices. Among other complaints, Ars Technica first spotted the filing. She was hired to be a sales executive account manager in February 2014 by, they named the guy. The company regional vice president of sales. 2 months later, Intermex requested that its employees download an app onto their employer-issued phone called Zora, X-O-R-A, Street Smart. According to the complaint, with Zora app, users can log into their hours and completed assignments. Employers can track the employees via GPS when they are, for example, on a sales call or working remotely. I don't have any problem with that. You know, you pay a guy and you issue the phone, and during their work hours, you should be able to find out and know where they're at. When this lady and her colleagues questioned whether the company would track their movements when they were off the clock, the guy that hired her admitted that employees would be monitored while off duty and bragged that he knew how fast she was driving at specific moments ever since she installed the app on her phone. According to the complaint, she took no issue with being observed during the workday, but objected to the monitoring of her location during non-work hours. She claims that when she complained that her privacy was being invaded, he told her she should tolerate the legal intrusion because she was earning more at Intermex than her former employer. Her confirmed that she was required to keep her phone power on 24/7 to answer phone calls from clients. Arias was disabled. She disabled Zora from her phone in April and was scolded for doing so. She was fired by Intermex in May of 2014. You think about having a phone app like that could actually track everything you do. I mean, during work time, I have no problem with that. Is she being paid while she's off? You got clients that want to call her when she's off, then she doesn't have any off time. If she's on call all the time, then you have to pay her on call time. Unless she's a salary employee. So you get a boss that feels that they should be able to do is track you where how you drive your car, where you're at. What's to say they're not? When's the government? I mean, I guarantee you right now, if you have a smartphone, you're tracked everywhere you go. You don't have to put it in your phone. They already know. They're talking about how they can do is there's an app or whatever it is. You can bring it up or whatever, and you open the phone thing up, the app, and when you bring it up, it'll actually show where you've been, like the last month. That's scary to think that it because you carry your phone with you everywhere you go. I mean, how many times do you leave it at home? If you have a smartphone, with the day the technology is now, everywhere you go, you have that phone. Is it going? I mean, are they going to use that phone as an invasion of privacy? They already do. They're already keeping track of every text you send, just about every call you make. We were talking about that before about somebody that doesn't text a lot, and they said to me, they were like talking about why do you call? Why not just or why do you text? Why not call? I'm like, it's so much faster to text somebody. You can text somebody, and then you don't have to worry about an answer. It's like an email almost. You wait, and you can go on without your day, and get the text back when they see it. I hate calling somebody and they don't answer because they're busy and they don't have a chance to talk, or they don't want to talk at that time. Send them a message. And send it, they can send a text back when they're ready. I think that's so much easier than calling. It's I don't like getting on the phone for any length of time. I hate holding the phone like this. So I want to do is get rid of the phone. I have a smartphone, and here it is. It's an iPhone. I want to get rid of this. But I want to get rid of it to get, an iWatch, but I want to get rid of one that actually has a phone in it. And no, I don't want to sit there and hold the phone, the watch up to my head every time I want to talk. I'd just get a Bluetooth to go in my ear, and then that'd be the end of it, and just use it that way. But, I hate carrying the phone. If it's on my wrist, it'd be great. That'd be awesome. I'd like to do is have them do is where, I control it with, with my desktop or something. I could type it on there to do everything. But I just want it to be the phone that way. I can put the Bluetooth in my ear and answer the calls that way. But, I hate having a big bulky phone on me. And you got to have a case because I drop it all the time. And luckily, and got to find some wood when I say that, I haven't cracked the face. I got one of those, it's OtterBox cases. And they're pretty good for taking damage. And what I like about the company is it doesn't matter how it gets broke. Excuse me. I've had 2 of them break in. They replaced them. All they did was, they're so slick. And I'm not doing an ad for OtterBox, but they've taken care of me every time. I sit there and all I do is take a photo of it, follow their claims thing online, and boom, they mail one out to me. You don't even have to send the other one back. You take a picture of the broken one, broken case, and they take care of it. Yeah, good company there. I don't know how long they're going to keep doing that, but yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I have no problem with somebody being tracked while they work, but to sit there and have somebody track you when you're off work and be able to, we were talking about Google cars earlier. What's going to happen when they start hacking the Google cars, or you don't make your payment? You miss your payment by a day. Are they going to turn your car off? If you miss your insurance payment, are you going to shut your cars off? If they shut cars off for people that were uninsured motorists, just think how much or how many less cars would be on the road. That'd be crazy. I don't know how many people I know that have been in accidents and they go, yeah, they weren't insured. I said, it's amazing. So, is it going to, would that change? No. People, they'd find a way to hack them. So, I was reading, and she's just a real cutie. She's just one that, she reminds me of, oh, God. Well, I don't know how you pronounce her last name. Tsarnaev, the mother of the Boston bomber, the one who was recently sentenced to death. Jokar, or whatever his name is. Apparently the mother had made statements after her son was sentenced to death. She said, the United States will burn in flames of an eternal and terrifying fire. They think that they're killing us, and they celebrate this. But we are the ones who will rejoice when Allah grants us the chance to behold them in the flames of eternal terrifying fire and otherworldly flame. That's the problem. People think that that you can stop by being nice to them or something like that. I'm sorry, but they feel that the more they do this, the faster it's going to bring back the religious caliphate, and Allah's going to come back and start granting virgins left and right, like it's, like they're passing out ice cream. I'm sorry, but, let's say, here's a question for you, and maybe people can answer this. Let's say you're Christian, and Jesus comes back. And he walks up to you and he says, "Hi, I'm Jesus. Come with me." Most people in society nowadays, well, one, I guarantee you, if they're anything near law enforcement or something like that, they're probably going to do is call the local mental hospital and try to have him locked up. Nobody's going to believe him. When are you going to come to the situation? If in religion, how could you drop everything and leave with somebody? I don't know. I don't know. And if you think that it's going to change for these people over in the Middle East, that they think that, if you be nice to us, we'll stop. No, I'm sorry, that didn't happen. Did you happen to hear the news about the Delta Force Commandos? And I always think of Chuck Norris when I think of Delta Force. And Chuck could probably go over there and still kick ass. But apparently the Delta Force Commandos took out the ISIS leader. And this is a report that when it went out, that the White House announced over the weekend the U.S. commandos had successfully raided a strategic ISIS stronghold in Syria while taking out the top commander, Abu Sayyaf. The White House just released new details about the raid and the position Sayyaf held and the terrorist organization. It says, this apparently Fox News' John Hutter reported yesterday that Sayyaf acted as a CFO of ISIS. Hutter explained America's new headquarters that Sayyaf's death could deal a big blow to the finances of the so-called Islamic State. Says the ultra-secret U.S. forces group, Delta Force, reportedly carried out the raid on the compound and are being credited with Sayyaf's death. They got into a firefight with ISIS militants, including Abu Sayyaf. They killed him. They captured his wife, Sayyaf. Excuse me, I got a cough there. And also, we're hearing at the point is that there was hand-to-hand combat between those and Delta Force commandos and also ISIS militant. ISIS suffered 12 casualties in the raid, including Sayyaf. All U.S. forces were able to get out safely. So, pretty impressive to see, them being able to do a raid successfully. I'll tell you what, you get Delta Force or something like that can go in there and take out the leader of ISIS at any time. They could do that now. So that's what I like to see. Put a blow to the ISIS to where they shit their pants, as you want to call it, because they're not knowing when they're going to get hit or when they're going to get taken out. Who's going to be the next guy in charge? Then set up a raid, take his ass out. The only way they understand anything is by, brute force. They want to sit there and, kill Christians thinking they're going to bring back some religious caliphate. Well, I don't know. It just, it's crazy. Somebody brought up today and they said, you think about when Saddam Hussein was over there, he led or ran Iraq with an iron fist, and everybody was afraid of him. It was a lot quieter in the Middle East when it was that way. I don't know if we made it worse or better going in there. I don't know. I don't know if, I talked to Mike Allen. He said he was over there and they actually found chemical weapon rounds that were considered weapons of mass destruction, but nobody admits it. They still don't admit it. There's some some news stations that talk about it and say that they did find them, but they don't consider it. They still think that Bush went in there wrongly, which he may have, with the information he had. But is it better since we pulled out? I don't think so. I don't like to blame any one president for anything because there's so many different situations that go on. Whether I think President Bush was a better president than President Obama, it's not me the one who makes the decision on that. Do I think I'm doing better than, 6-8 years ago? Well, I was doing a hell of a lot better 6-8 years ago. But I can't complain. I'm not doing too bad. I'm able to keep a roof over my head and food my family, and I'm it's just things change and you got to learn to adapt, and hopefully everybody will things will get better down the road. I'm not looking forward to the election stuff because it just never stops. And then you start getting the robocalls or whatever. Oh my God, it's every day when you come home. And considering we are in Iowa, I'm in Iowa, so we're the first one. Everybody starts coming to Iowa to try to, win over the voters. Yeah, I'm not ready for this. I said this is going to be overwhelming. I just can imagine the cost that each city has to pay for security for all these different, people coming and visiting. We've already had, let me see, we had Dr. Ben Carson was here. We had, he had his own show on Fox. I think we've had 3 or 4 here. We had, he's got the hair. He always did the "You're Fired." Yeah, he was here just last week, or 2 weeks ago, as a matter of fact. But, you got whether he's going to run for president, I have no idea. It was whether he would, if he would, going from, if you think he would make that good of a president, I don't know. It's I really don't know if listening to all of them, they all think that they got the greatest, they got the greatest vision for this country. Well, I just hope they don't ruin this country. It's it's been going along. Just don't ruin it. Do something that's going to end up causing us to, be screwed over for a long time coming. We a lot of other stuff in the news. I want to wait until later on this week to talk about it. We're getting towards the end of our show here, but I'm just looking at everything is about. My God, a lot of the stuff in the news is about doom and gloom. One here that just this one kind of freaked me out. I'm going to talk more about it Friday, but Nigerian restaurant shut down for serving human flesh bags or human flesh, and it had bags containing human heads in there. I'm like, what the freaking kind of restaurant is that? Hey, what would you like? Wow. Human flesh. Is that delicious? I'm just like, what the hell is going on? Where do you get that? What do you got them at a freaking, what do you stop by the local frickin', the mortuary and pick up a couple? Hey, we're just got a new shipment in. I mean, how do you get to be the restaurant that serves it, and then you get the guy that's eating there going, my God, this is good. What is this? I mean, that's some freaking sick shit. You got, it said Nigerian restaurant shut down for serving human flesh and had bags in the kitchen containing heads that were still bleeding. So, what do they do? Do a little, decapitation? As the police raided the restaurant after locals reported it was selling human meat. They discovered human heads that were still dripping blood in plastic bags. Weapons, including grenades, also found during the raid in Amber region. 10 people have so far been arrested in connection with various crimes. What the hell is wrong with people? Yep, we got a specialty. A little human head. I mean, and then the picture, and I hope this isn't real pictures of people, but it's showing meat. And that meat actually looks pretty good, but I hope that's not where they actually cook it from somebody. But I just like, I remember the movie, what was it, where the plane crashed and Alive it's called or something like that, and they start eating the people. Oh, God, we talk about that, like when I was in Korea, people would eat dog. And here in the United States, it's taboo because it's our pet. And I agree with it. But then you look at over in certain countries, it's dinner. And I've always thought is, how can you got India and people sitting there and they're like, oh, I can't eat that. And they got a cow walking right behind them and they're starving to death. So, it says, I just got a poke from Janice. It said, Matt, why can't I see you live? This is Jan. I get on earlier to talk about the Muslims bitching on crosses on the wall. It's a damn Catholic university. I'll find out how to get a hold of you and talk to you next show. Jan, you just got to go to Ustream.tv and Straight Talk with Matt Hasley. Make sure you put a dash between each one. But, it's talking about how somebody is intolerant. I don't know. I'm getting some... There we go. I had some video kick on in the background. But is somebody from a different religion is intolerant of what you believe in, and you're supposed to stop everything because they're intolerant. So what if you don't believe what they want? Are you supposed to... We have to do is be tolerant of what they want to believe in. They have to be tolerant of what we want to believe in. I'm sorry, but that's where I think it's just ridiculous. That right now, if you're Christian, nobody will stand up for you in this right now. I mean, it's crazy. But I guarantee you, if you're Muslim, of Muslim religion, they will bend over backwards to do anything for you. Because right now, they're afraid of what the Muslims will do or how upset they'll get. I'm sorry, but 21 Christians are killed over in, I don't know where they were at exactly, but cut off their heads right on the beach. If 21 Christians beheaded Muslims on the same beach, it would be freaking crazy. They would be going nuts. It would be like we'd have more people from this administration going to the funerals of those 21 Muslims, but they don't even they rarely even talk about them now. So I mean that's what bothers me. Is our government is so afraid to admit that we have a problem that it'll ignore it until it's too late. So, yeah, Jan's talking about the Muslims bitching about crosses on the wall at a Catholic university. Oh, well, if you don't like it, look the other frickin' way. If you have a mosque, so what are you going to do? Take down everything outside your mosque because the Christians are offended because your mosque? Hell no, they're not going to do anything. So, I'm sorry, but it falls in to where they should, if they don't like it, too freaking bad. Go down the road and look at some other building. Don't go that way. You don't like it. If you don't like to gamble, don't go to the freaking casino. You don't like to drink, don't go to the bar. You don't like to smoke? Well, most of the bars here are non-smoking, but don't go to places where they smoke. Think about it. You have the option. You don't like freaking, you don't like whatever on TV. Turn off your freaking TV. It's your choice. But you don't have to tell, because I don't like this show on TV, I think you should turn off your TV. That's what I think is bullshit. Is if just because I don't like something on the TV, I should tell you to shut your TV off. That's what that mentality is crap. So, I started the show and I was pretty freaking relaxed and calm. And Jan set me off. No, I'm serious. It drives me nuts when somebody thinks that they should be able to tell you how you should live. So, well, we just lost most of the people on Straight Talk because they want to hear me vent. Too flipping bad. If they don't want to, it's easy to sit back and go, let everybody else say, oh, that doesn't pertain to me. I'm not going to listen to it, or I'm not going to do it. But if we don't say anything, if you don't do anything, it's never going to change. Pretty soon, you're going to be going, God, I wish we'd have done something about this. But, so I don't like what you're telling me, so you should turn your freaking TV off. I don't like what you're wearing, so everybody should stop it. We have a Ferris wheel here, and it's down by the baseball diamond. And when they built it, they forgot to put an ADA accessible gondola on it. It's a big Ferris wheel that I don't know how high it is, but so one of the companies here donated the money. I want to say it's like $30,000 to put to buy one of the gondolas on it. Might be 30 or 50 grand. Well, they're waiting for the gondola to get in. It's going to be a month or so before it gets in. So I don't know who it was. I don't think it was American Disability, but whatever it was, one of the companies or civil rights groups went in there and said, you should shut it down completely until everybody can ride it. So, in other words, the income that they make off of that, I mean, I don't know what they charge. I don't know if what you have to pay for it. They should do is punish everybody because it's not fit for a wheelchair accessible. It will be, but they're in the process of getting it in and then fixing it. But they think they should shut it down for everybody. I'm like, I don't. I mean, you got a window of opportunity to make money on this thing, and a lot of it was done through probably donations and stuff. It will be fixed. It will be available. I mean, it's a shame it's not available now, but it'll eventually be available. I read it in the paper today, and I was like going, I hate it to see when other groups think that the other group should stop doing, it's like the Muslims telling the Christians, we don't like your crosses on your church. Take them off. We don't like your dome on your mosque. Take it off. I'm like, you're offended by it. I'm saying it doesn't make any sense. I don't like what you watch on your TV, so turn it off. Okay. Well, we went a little over time on Straight Talk. And we're going to do is call it a night. And everybody have a great night. A great week. Be safe. And we'll see you when we see you.